Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
A thin paper coated on one side with a dark waxy substance, often containing carbon, used to transfer characters from the original to an undersheet of paper. A copy made with carbon paper. An abundant nonmetallic tetravalent element occurring in three allotropic forms, amorphous carbon and graphite and diamond, occurs in all organic compounds. A thin paper coated on one side with a dark waxy substance, often containing carbon, used to transfer characters from the original to an undersheet of paper. A copy made with carbon paper. An abundant nonmetallic tetravalent element occurring in three allotropic forms, amorphous carbon and graphite and diamond, occurs in all organic compounds. A unit of electrical charge equal to the amount of charge transferred by a current of 1 ampere in 1 second. One of the 4 nucleotides used in building DNA. All 4 nucleotides have a common phosphate group and a sugar, ribose. A base found in DNA and RNA and derived from pyrimidine, pairs with guanine. 10 The speed at which light travels in a vacuum. The constancy and universality of the speed of light is recognized by defining it to be exactly 299,792,458 meters per second. An abundant nonmetallic tetravalent element occurring in three allotropic forms, amorphous carbon and graphite and diamond, occurs in all organic compounds. Street names for cocaine. Being 10 more than 90. A vitamin found in fresh fruits, especially citrus fruits, and vegetables, prevents scurvy. A degree on the centigrade scale of temperature. A general-purpose programming language closely associated with the Unix operating system. Music. The keynote of the scale of C major. The third letter of the Roman alphabet. The physical object that is the product of a newspaper publisher. When it began to rain, he covered his head with a newspaper. An essay, especially one written as an assignment. A daily or weekly publication on folded sheets, contains news and articles and advertisements. He read his newspaper at breakfast. Cover with wallpaper. A business firm that publishes newspapers. Murdoch owns many newspapers. A material made of cellulose pulp derived mainly from wood or rags or certain grasses. A medium for written communication. The notion of an office running without paper is absurd. A scholarly article describing the results of observations or stating hypotheses. He has written many scientific papers. Cover with paper. Paper the box. A reproduction of a written record, e.g. of a legal or school record. Matter to be printed, exclusive of graphical materials. Reproduce or make an exact copy of. Copy the genetic information. Make a replica of. Copy that drawing. Reproduce someone's behavior or looks. Children often copy their parents or older siblings. A thing made to be similar or identical to another thing. She made a copy of the designer dress. Copy down as is. The students were made to copy the alphabet over and over. Material suitable for a journalistic account. Catastrophes make good copy. An artifact that is one of the individual parts of which a composite entity is made up, especially a part that can be separated from or attached to a system. A component or constituent element of a system. Any of the more than 100 known substances, of which 92 occur naturally, that cannot be separated into simpler substances and that singly or in combination constitute all matter. An abstract part of something. The grammatical elements of a sentence. A straight line that generates a cylinder or cone. One of four substances thought in ancient and medieval cosmology to constitute the physical universe. The alchemists believed that there were four elements. The most favorable environment for a plant or animal. Water is the element of fishes. The situation in which you are happiest and most effective. In your element. Any of the more than 100 known substances, of which 92 occur naturally, that cannot be separated into simpler substances and that singly or in combination constitute all matter. Used as a lubricant and as a moderator in nuclear reactors. A radioactive isotope of carbon. A black colloidal substance consisting wholly or principally of amorphous carbon and used to make pigments and ink. Burned slightly and superficially so as to affect color. The fire charred the ceiling above the mantelpiece. A human female employed to do housework. The char will clean the carpet. Any of several small trout-like fish of the genus Salvelinus. Burned to charcoal. Without a drenching rain, the forest fire will char everything. A charred substance. A very dark gray color. A carbonaceous material obtained by heating wood or other organic matter in the absence of air. Of a very dark gray. A stick of black carbon material used for drawing. A drawing made with a stick of black carbon material. Draw, trace, or represent with charcoal. An earthen jar, made of baked clay. A black colloidal substance consisting wholly or principally of amorphous carbon and used to make pigments and ink. Nonsense. Foolish talk. That's a crock. Release color when rubbed, of badly dyed fabric. Soil with or as with crock. A carbonaceous material obtained by heating wood or other organic matter in the absence of air. Intermediate between peat and bituminous coal. Powdered or granular carbon used for purifying by adsorption. Given orally, as a slurry, it is an antidote for some kinds of poisons. Impervious to pleas, persuasion, requests, reason. He is adamant in his refusal to change his mind. Very hard native crystalline carbon valued as a gem. The area of a baseball field that is enclosed by 3 bases and home plate. Very hard native crystalline carbon valued as a gem. A parallelogram with 4 equal sides, an oblique angled equilateral parallelogram. The baseball playing field. A playing card in the minor suit that has 1 or more red rhombuses on it. He led a small diamond. A transparent piece of diamond that has been cut and polished and is valued as a precious gem. A form of carbon having a large molecule consisting of an empty cage of 60 or more carbon atoms. Used as a lubricant and as a moderator in nuclear reactors. A black colloidal substance consisting wholly or principally of amorphous carbon and used to make pigments and ink. Used as a lubricant and as a moderator in nuclear reactors. Any plumbaganaceous plant of the genus plumbago. A radioactive isotope of carbon. An offensive or indecent word or phrase. A black colloidal substance consisting wholly or principally of amorphous carbon and used to make pigments and ink. Any fungus of the order Oestolegionales. Creative activity, writing or pictures or films etc., of no literary or artistic value other than to stimulate sexual desire. Effect with smut or mildew, as of a crop such as corn. Become affected with smut. The corn smutted and could not be eaten. Destructive diseases of plants, especially cereal grasses, caused by fungi that produce black powdery masses of spores. Make obscene. This line in the play smuts the entire act. Stain with a dirty substance, such as soot. A black colloidal substance consisting wholly or principally of amorphous carbon and used to make pigments and ink. Coat with soot. Powdered or granular carbon used for purifying by adsorption. Given orally, as a slurry, it is an antidote for some kinds of poisons. A sedimentary rock consisting mainly of calcium that was deposited by the remains of marine animals. A dark oil consisting mainly of hydrocarbons. Oil paint containing pigment that is used by an artist. Administer an oil or ointment to, often in a religious ceremony of blessing. A dark oil consisting mainly of hydrocarbons. Any of a group of liquid edible fats that are obtained from plants. A slippery or viscous liquid or liquefiable substance not miscible with water. Cover with oil, as if by rubbing. Oil the wooden surface. Burn to charcoal. A hot fragment of wood or coal that is left from a fire and is glowing or smoldering. Fossil fuel consisting of carbonized vegetable matter deposited in the Carboniferous period. Supply with coal. Take in coal. The big ship coaled.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.